Hello and welcome to iamGEEK, the show for the geek in all of us. This is Ryan Street, and I'm here again with my brother Chris Street and our good buddy Chris Catron. And happy Star Wars 40th anniversary, guys!
Yeah.
Woo!
Happy Geek Pride Day.
Oh, geek! It's like everything
Day.
today.
Yeah.
Geek Pride Day.
And happy Red Nose Day.
Happy Red Nose Day. Yeah.
There's a lot
Man,
to celebrate.
And it's also National Tap Dance Day too.
Oh.
Well, what are we doing on here right now?
I don't know.
Yeah,
There's all kinds of tap dancing we could be doing or watching on YouTube, but we're here.
I'm going to tap dance right now.
Now, I wonder if they, like, whoever invented Geek Pride Day, who knows who, I wonder if they looked at the calendar and said, hey, it's Star Wars anniversary. Let's make it on the same day.
Yeah, I'm sure that's part of it.
It came with it. I think it was a law.
Yeah. I can't believe that was 40 years ago that Star Wars came out. That was before any of us were born. Just let that sink in.
As far as we know.
As far I
have my suspicions.
Yeah, I just turned 39, so I missed it by a year. And Catron, you missed it by a year, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I
And
missed it by like 4.
You know what's
5,
crazy though? When did Empire Strikes Back come out?
oh, I can let's see. I know Jedi came out in 83.
Because I remember seeing Empire Strikes Back in the drive-in, and I'm like, how did I remember that if I was born in 78?
See,
And-
my suspicions are correct.
But maybe it was a
May have
re.
all- that
What?
You were born. You were born before it.
Oh, I know. And,
Older
yeah, I
than
mean,
you
I was
say.
born. Yeah, I was born-
1980.
Okay, but I mean, I still was like 2 then. So they must have
No, it's that powerful of a movie that
It was.
it's sunk
You
into
saw
a
it in the womb.
2-year-old.
Yeah, I don't remember much about it when I went to see it at the drive-in because I was like, it's the drive-in. This is awesome. But I don't know. They must have re-released it like they've done before. But
You're just a very smart 2-year-old.
yeah.
I
That was the last
remember
time.
I do remember when they re-released them with, of course, the added footage
Yeah.
out to theaters, and I saw them in theaters then. But yeah, I wasn't alive for any one of them. I was alive for the third one.
Return of the
but
Jedi. I think I remember
was
seeing that
too
one.
young.
Now, I remember getting all the toys. And we got all the
Yeah.
toys.
I remember all the toys, definitely.
Yeah, and I remember, like, when I saw Return of the Jedi, I just wanted to live with the Ewoks and ride speeder bikes all day. Like, that's what I wanted to do. And I remember getting the Ewok Village. I still have it. It's in a closet here somewhere. And just, like, that was the coolest thing. And I remember getting a speeder bike, but the speeder bike would just fall apart all the time. So that...
I do remember that.
Yeah.
It exploded. Like it was made to explode.
Yeah.
Kind of, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it would never, like, stay together. It'd always just be in pieces.
No.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. And you did live with an Ewok. We had a little dog named Nisa.
Yes, after
Who
Princess
was named
Nisa.
after Princess Nisa from the Ewoks.
Yeah,
She looked just like an Ewok.
she
A
did.
little Lopsa
She did.
She's adorable.
Oh,
She-
but
she
I still have
Hey,
most all of my Star Wars stuff. I have, like, the Ewok Village, but a lot of the parts are missing, just like everything. Because when we were younger, when you're a kid, you don't sit there and go, "Man, I got to keep this in the box." So I have everything. No, you rip it out and you play with it. So pieces of that. We had, like, the X-wing, we had the Millennium Falcon, but who knows what happened to those? Our parents are probably going to get mad, but like, no, we still have them. They say that they still have them, but I can't find them anywhere. So they flew off to a galaxy far, far away.
They could still be there. There are crevices in that house that I don't think anyone's been in for I don't know how long.
They could. We should, like, go back. We should go there sometime together, take a camera, and do our own Indiana Jones, like, experience and try to find them, crawl through the attic and under the bowels of the house and try to find them. But
there you would find snakes. So I don't know if you can go under the house. That's fine. That's all you. I'm not going underneath there.
Oh no, I'm good. I never found snakes under there, but we did have possum and other creatures that would under there, and then they would get into the basement, and then you would see these like beady eyes staring back at you while you're. Because I used to live in the basement, so that was so fun. But we did. I still
spiders down there.
Yeah, oh gosh, those jumping spiders and stuff. But I missed the Millennium Falcon. That's one thing that I wish I could find again. They did have some when we went to Star Wars Celebration, but they were just like so trashed, and then like missing all their parts, but still super expensive, which was like, no, oh well.
There's a store in downtown McKinney, area here in Dallas. That it's just Star Wars store. It's just all Star Wars toys, and they have like some of those toys like still in the box.
And you haven't bought this for me? Why?
For reasons you have spoke earlier, which they are expensive.
Well, when I come and visit, you have to take me to see this stuff.
Yes,
because I am coming to visit. It's like a long time from now. It's October, I think. So it's a while. Chris and I, we Katrin, we figured that you wouldn't want to make the drive down from Memphis, but we're going to go see Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning. They're going to be there doing a show. You could come down if you want to. But,
when is it?
October 21st.
Oh, I can't be there.
He has his calendar up, you know. He's
if it was the 20th, he could have been there.
The 20th, they're going to be in Austin. But I love Good Mythical Morning.
They're funny.
Yeah, it's part of my daily routine, as they say. We watch it every day. Jennifer watches it every night, and she like falls asleep to it every night. So I'm that's like her lullaby, I think, just watching them. But they are hilarious.
Sure
I know. But they're my age and Katrin's age, and they are like some of the biggest YouTube stars around. I don't know how we got off on this. We went from Ewok Village to Rhett and Link, which is funny about the Ewok Village. We'll go back to that. Do you remember the Robin Hood movie, the Kevin Costner Robin Hood movie?
Yes.
And do you remember the toys they brought out for that?
Yeah, we had some of those.
And then what? Do you remember his hideout? What it was?
Yeah, it was the Ewok Village.
It was the Ewok Village. They took the exact toy and they repainted it, and I think put some different things on it, and said it was the Robin Hood hideout, but it was the Ewok Village, which is hilarious.
Yeah, they still had the old molds, I guess, for some of these toys, so they were repurposed for other series, and Robin Hood was one of them. I do remember the one of my memories about the toys is we had the Boba Fett toy, and he had that rocket launcher on his back. Well, it was at the time he didn't know it was a rocket launcher; it was just a jetpack because it had that big rocket in the back of it, and you didn't see that in the movie. And looking at the toy, I was like, "This is a rocket; it should fire out." And I kept trying to figure out how to fire this rocket out of his back. And I think at one point you were like, "It's not a rocket; it's a jetpack." I'm like, "No, it's got to be a rocket."
I would never say that. Well, originally,
and then, years later, it was a rocket.
Well, originally they made the figure with a rocket that would shoot out of his back, and it was called. They call it now the J-Pack version because it looked like a J on his back where the rocket would fit in. That was the one they were going to send out, and then whoever's in charge of making sure toys are safe, I don't know, some government thing,
stupid people
made a law right around that same time that anything. I forget the size. We'll say like this, but you guys can't see. That's smaller than that can't be made into a toy because children would swallow them and get choked. So they made Boba Fett. He had a spring action rocket that would shoot out, and then they said they can't send him out. So they had to make this other version that had it fixed in, And when they would send them out, it came with a note, because I think it was a mail order thing that you had to do with this version of it. And the note said, "Sorry, your rocket, like basically the rocket doesn't shoot. If you don't like this version, send it back and we'll send you some other action figure." Which is funny. A lot of that stuff happened. The original Star Wars toys, the set, you would buy this piece of cardboard in the store. This is like when the first movie, a piece of cardboard that had pictures of all the characters, and you would buy that, and then you would wait for them to mail you the figures. So basically, you went to the store, bought a piece of cardboard, and they would you would wait for the mail order. A lot of toys back then was mail order. I think we had some G.I. Joe that were mail order.
I do remember those, yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of toys you would buy like something in the store, and then they would mail you, or you have to collect a certain amount of things, and then they would mail you the toy. But yeah, the Boba Fett one, if you could find the JPack one, is worth a lot of money.
I bet.
Yeah, that one, and then the telescoping, like Darth Vader with the telescoping lightsaber and the Luke Skywalker with the they're worth a lot if you have them all. And the thing that's worth the most is the Jawa with the vinyl cape. If you have a Jawa with a vinyl cape, then you can make some serious dough.
We just had the plastic, didn't we?
I think it came with a cloth cape, I think.
Oh, the cloth cape? Okay.
Yeah, I think. I still have them, but of course it doesn't. I don't have any of the weapons or the cloaks or the capes. They're all gone.
But really, he has the one with the vinyl cape. He's just not telling me, so he can just sell it himself.
I wish.
And I don't get a cut of the profit.
Oh, no. You can have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys.
I do. I have them all. And they're getting sticky. That plasticky where it's getting old.
Yeah.
It starts to get sticky on it, and some of those, are getting that.
Well, I have a ton. I have a ton of GI Joes, and I found them when I went back to our house. I don't know when it was, a while back, and the insides of them, there was a rubber band that hold them together, and they've all like rotted, like the rubber bands. Yeah. So they're just all like dangling all over the place, like their arms are flown around. Some of their bodies are in half, which is sad. But I did find a video that shows you how to put new ones in. Because we have like we had a ton of GI Joes, and we had the 6 foot long GI Joe aircraft carrier that my dad basically got at a bargain because nobody would buy them, and he basically told the toy guy, "Here, I'll give you this much money for it," and they're like, "Yeah, sure, take it," because they had so many on the shelves because they were 6 foot long and nobody had a place to put them. And it was the coolest toy, and I still have it, and I can't wait to one day sit it back up for my son to play with it because he'll love it. But man, we just like got on this whole toy thing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, well, toys are fun.
Yeah, toys are fun.
I still have toys.
We had a lot of different Star Wars stuff. We had a Star Wars coat rack. Remember that?
Yes, which broke because we were roughhousing.
Yeah, we made
with our dad.
I think we made a fort and used it to support part of the fort.
Okay.
And then
we fell into it.
Well, I think we fell into the fort, and it
okay.
broke. If I remember correctly, I don't remember. It's been so long ago. I could be completely wrong. But our father did fix it up for us and presented it to my son, and now it's in his room. And so we have the coat hanger. It's Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker fighting, and then it's shaped like Darth Vader's sort of torso head.
Silhouette.
Silhouette. And then we also have the old sheets from our bed, the Return of the Jedi sheets. My mom turned them in.
Disgusting.
Yeah, but our mom made stuff for my son's nursery out of the sheets. So she made like a quilt and made this wall hanging thing and like the things that go around the crib. So it's cool. All that old stuff, we still have it, and get to carry it on to the next generation. But it's crazy how a movie series can affect your lives so much, and change your lives, and just the memories you have of it. I mean, I still have tons of Star Wars stuff. If you came to my house, it's I have a room that's Star Wars everything. I know.
Not you. You're not wearing a Star Wars shirt right now.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I am. Well, it is the 40th anniversary. You have to celebrate. But, yeah, any other Star Wars? Katrin, you got anything?
I don't have anything. The only thing I can tell you is we remember when they released the new toys with the new movies, and we were in college, and a bunch of us went to Walmart, and midnight, whatever, right, and they had all these tarps up, and we had to wait in line to get them. I don't know if you were with us or because it was a bunch of people. I don't know, but it was so funny because I don't collect or anything like that. I had G.I. Joes and I had a few Star Wars, but I don't have any of that. But I bought Jango Fett because I was like, I love Boba Fett, and this guy's got a grappling hook and everything. So so it was just funny seeing all that, and then we got back and I ripped open mine and played with the grappling hook and swinging him, and everybody else is like sitting there looking at theirs in their package, It's like play with it, it's a toy, But it actually shot the missile out because he had the same backpack, I guess, and if I remember right, he shot something.
His head fell off. In one of them, one of the versions.
Yeah, I was going to say not the one I had, but
yeah, it's probably the second. It was for the which movie?
These were the
Attack of the Clones.
I got you.
Yeah, Attack of the Clones.
There's a version where it's got like a magnet, and his head will come off because he gets his head.
There you go. Yeah,
chopped off in the movie.
We also we had Ewoks, but there were stuffed animal Ewoks, and we still have those, I think, somewhere, but. And then we had this Boba Fett, which I've not been able to find anywhere online, but I remember it being tall, and you could see through its eyes.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Series of things that were figures. They're probably about a foot and a half tall or something. But you could look through the eyes of Boba Fett, and that's about it. I don't know what you could do with it, but I've tried to Google it, and so if anybody listening knows anything about it, please tweet us at iamGEEK Show, or go visit our website and tell us about it. But I remember that.
I remember some toys that you could look through their eyes, and we may have had one. I don't remember, but I remember that.
I don't remember the Star Wars. Yeah, I remember that type of toy. They still do things like that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure we had a Boba Fett though, but I've not been able to find one.
Or a Voltron, one of the two.
Yes, Voltron. So we had all the Voltron toys. Not to get off on Voltron, but we had you could build the big Voltron dude, and that was awesome. Those little lion things, and then we had another version of it. I don't know if it was a knockoff or it was a different version, but they were cars. And you put the cars together to make the big robot guy, and it was kind of weird. But I think it might have been a knockoff. But no, I mean it was It looked like Voltron. Oh, okay. Made the same Voltron thing, but there were cars instead of the lion. So it's probably a knockoff, but I don't remember.
Have you ever seen any of the knockoff Star Wars toys from Turkey or Hungary? No. They are so funny. No. There's one that's probably the most famous one, and the packaging, it doesn't say Star Wars. I think it says Stars War.
I remember something like that.
And then it's the guy that was the guy that controlled the Death Star Ray. That figure with the weird helmet,
Oh yeah.
So it sort of looked like him, but on the package, he's at a control station, or what you think is a control station, pushing buttons. But if you turn the package upside down and really look at it, it's a calculator. They put a calculator down, put the figure on the calculator, and took a picture. And it's like a calculator that he's pressing the buttons on with his little hands. But yeah, you should look those up. There's a place called Rancho Obi-Wan. It's this guy that's the largest Star Wars collection, and he's got a whole section dedicated to all these knockoff ones from different countries. And there's some funny knockoffs, and you're just like, really? How did they like get away with that? Of course, back then, people. I mean, they just did stuff like that. Just put it out, and you still find stuff like that today.
They still do that.
Oh yeah.
They'll do random things like that where you'll see like a Justice League set or something from somewhere over in Europe, but it has like Spider-Man and a Ninja Turtle in there. Random things just put together.
But yeah, so there's I mean, if there's something of Star Wars that you want, you can probably find it. Stars War.
Yeah, I found it on Pinterest, and it's kind of funny stuff. Yeah, Stars War.
Stars War.
Blue stars. It looks like this one guy. It's blue stars.
Is that the Stormtrooper one? And they're blue?
Well, yeah, they look like G.I. Joe, the Cobra Commander. When he had that one cloak thing or cowl.
Yep. That's supposed to be their version of the Stormtrooper. Yeah, there's all kinds. And some of them are like look like the characters, and some of them look nothing like the characters.
Yeah,
they're painted different or not painted at all.
Chewbacca looks really funny. His eyes are just like big. And...
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. We'll share that.
Yeah, we can put some pictures up there, but it's funny. Some of those are worth a lot because they're just so weird, and people want to collect them. But I think
I see the one you're talking about where he's using a calculator. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That is great.
Do you guys remember where you saw probably the movie that we saw when it was first released was Episode 1, right? That would be the movie that we probably saw in the theaters, first release. I would think.
Yeah, Episode 1. I was working in a movie theater that summer when it came out. I was working in a Carmike Cinemas, and me and a friend of mine, Adam Ely, and another guy, I think, we would reenact the Darth Maul lightsaber fight. When everybody was in watching the movies, we were working concessions, and you just get bored. And of course, we'd seen it multiple times, and so we grabbed the brooms that we used to sleep with, and we're reenacting the scene. I think I was Obi-Wan, and Adam was Qui-Gon. He got cut down, and I just dropped on my knees like, no! It was fun. We're dorks, but yeah.
I don't know if you were with us when the first time I saw it was, I want to say it was the Outer Banks. I know we were on vacation somewhere, and it was this weird little movie theater, tiny, like a one-room movie theater. But we were there, and it was a release, so I had to go see it. And I just remember like not weeping, but just like, oh, that was just amazing. And then you look back on it now, and you're like, well, compared to the other ones. Now I like the prequels. Yeah, I like the prequels, but then you look back at it and you're like, oh, that was good, but not as good as this one.
There's stuff that came out of it. Came out of it that was good.
Oh, the Darth Maul Duel of the Fates fight was like epic. Epic.
Mm-hmm. And the pod race, I know a lot of people will say bad things about the pod race at times, but I think it was fun. It was something totally different and kind of crazy for the time.
It's sort of funny with the Obi-Wan scene where he's like down below Darth Maul, and he does that crazy flip to get back up and slice him in half or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But in the third movie of the prequels, he tells Anakin, I have the high ground, there's nothing you can do. And it's like, but you did something when you didn't have the high ground to win. So, yeah, I just always thought that was funny.
Well, he knew the only move you could do, so he that's it.
Oh, I guess.
He predicted what he would do, because that's the only thing you can do. Is just do a Jedi jump backflip thing over top of you. So you just swing your lightsaber above you, and you're dead.
I read an article about the third one. About how Queen Amidala was actually originally supposed to be the one that started the rebellion. And so she had a much bigger part in that third one. where she doesn't just go off and cry and die, but she is the one that sort of starts the rebellion. And the scene where she confronts Anakin, originally she's supposed to have a knife behind her back, and she was there to basically say, okay, I'm going to give you one last chance, but if not, then I'm going to end you. And but that was cut, and she just got choked out and died of a broken heart. Oh. But yeah, so there's just so I could talk about Star Wars all night long, and I know you guys probably don't want to, so we can move on. Also, this week was basically CW's season finale extravaganza.
What are we gonna watch?
Yeah, I know. We got nothing. We got nothing now.
Which last week we ran out of time and we didn't talk about Flash from last week, so we can sort of recap what you guys thought about the last 2 episodes if you would like. We don't have to. If you don't watch the Flash, you can just sit here and listen to us talk for a minute. So what did you guys think of the last 2 episodes? Real quick.
Overall, there was some fun stuff. There was still just tons of plot holes. That the second to last episode, there was just so many ways they could have, spoilers, whatever. So many ways they could have saved Iris from not being kidnapped by Savitar. I mean, there was an underground bunker that stopped superpowered beings from having their superpowers. Like, if you went down into this bunker underground, you couldn't use your superpowers. And yet they don't think to put Iris down there so Savitar can't grab her. I don't know. Seems like a big plot hole to me. But instead, yeah.
I think what we've learned so far from Flash is they're not the sharpest people.
And see, that's why it should have been easy to defeat Savitar, because he's Barry. Really, evil Barry is the better Barry. He should just be the Flash, because regular Barry he's not very smart. Evil Barry's super smart.
Well, it's because he knows everything that happens. Yeah. Well, I guess.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know.
Sure.
It was plot holes extravaganza everywhere. And
but
then,
our theories were correct.
Yes.
So. Yes, the theory that HR would use his little face changer, and take Iris's place was actually true, and that's pretty crazy. None of these are ever become true except for this one.
You're smart. You know what you're talking about. The only thing that bothered me about that, which I'm just a geek, I guess. That's the name of the show. So, when he takes her place, he's wearing his hat. Mm-hmm. He does the transmorpher and does it on her, and the hat appears on her head as part of the illusion. Mm-hmm. And then after he dies and she pops back out, she takes her hands, grabs the hat, takes the hat off of her head, and goes. And then the thing disappears, and she goes, "Dad, it's me." So in one scene, the hat is just part of the illusion. In the next scene, she's actually wearing the hat, which just bothered me.
What you didn't see was when Killer Frost turned her back to go back in, he just took the hat off and threw it to her so she could have it.
But no, but the Iris takes the hat off. Iris takes her hat off.
Yeah, I know.
And it's just like, no, she wasn't wearing the hat. It was just part of the illusion of the device. It's like, come on. I know that's a little thing, but it just bothered me for some reason.
You know, people can't really run that fast, right, Ryan?
I know. But they should have scenes
I know
match up together.
Yeah,
because it's not like there's one writer writing one part and then he goes, you know what? I'm just going to quit. You guys do this part. I'm not going to tell you what I did, but figure it out. They see the scenes.
You don't know that. They could.
I guess.
So at the end, because they took Jay out of the prison, Like everything starts going crazy, and the Speed Force starts leaking into the real world and everything. And Jay's standing back there like, I'm not going back in there.
I know. He's like, forget that.
Yeah. He's like, this is all you this time. This is your turn. You're going in there because like I've had enough of that.
Well, it's just
they could explain that better. But was that the red sky from the newspaper article? Like supposedly that happened in like 2024.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so confusing.
Time could have altered.
Yeah.
But I mean, it described basically kind of what was happening in that. And if not, then Barry's coming back because that's going to take place in 2024.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like, it's like they went through all this stuff to save Iris, and then he was like, guys, I'm just going to go, Should we figure something? No, let's not figure anything out. I'm just gonna go. And I was just like, come on.
Yeah. Gave up a little bit too.
At least say like, you guys can figure this out and bring me back or something. And
yeah.
You can go in there. But yeah, it was just like, I'm gone forever. It's fine. I already delivered all of our invitations. So have good luck explaining that.
And it wasn't like, yeah, I'm sure he was sad. It wasn't even like he was sad about it. It was just like, my time to go, Iris. Sorry. Like, let's not talk about it.
He's just trying to figure a way out of this. He really didn't think he was going to have to marry her because he thought she was going to die.
I don't know.
And he really didn't deliver the invitation.
I gotta go. Yeah.
This is all planned. There wasn't anything wrong.
That's right.
Like, when Flash first started, it was like, I don't want to say happy-go-lucky, but it was like a superhero show you could watch, and it was just like, this was fun. It was just, a laugh, and there's some crazy stuff that happens, but at the end of the day, you're like, oh, that was fun. To me, it's turning into slowly Arrow season 1, or season 2, somewhere in there where they got all moody, and it's just like they're reversing roles, sort of. It's like, let's just be moody.
A little bit.
I just wanted it to end, and then next season start a little happy, and then get worse again, instead of just being like, you know what? Let's just, never mind. Let's just give up. And I don't know.
Yeah. I want the next season, I want at least half the season for Barry to be gone in the Speed Force. And it's Wally West as the Flash for like at least half a season.
That works. And then Barry could come back and be like, you were gone? Oh, we didn't even realize.
Yeah. Because, that's how it happened in the comics. Barry, he in Crisis in Infinite Earths, basically helps save the day. He runs into nothingness. He turns to ash and basically becomes part of the Speed Force. And Wally West takes over as the Flash for years. Basically, me growing up, Wally West was the Flash. All through and probably most of your guys too. I think it was Wally West was the Flash on the Justice League cartoon. It was Wally West. So it would be interesting, I think. Yeah. To actually just instead of, because they keep, it's all these big events happen in one episode and then it's done and everything's solved by the next episode.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice for them to kind of see something through a little bit longer and just we fixed all the problems.
Yeah.
This Flashpoint thing that happened in multiple comics and everything. Yeah, we did that in probably an hour.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I know, Katrin, you didn't see the Arrow finale. Chris, what did you think of the finale?
I liked the finale. It was good. It had a lot of good characters in it. Deathstroke, right? Deathstroke, he was back.
Yeah, which I loved. I love that guy as Deathstroke.
Yeah, he's good. He was on the TV show Spartan.
I don't know. I just know that every time he's on,
he was good at that.
He's good. He was good.
And
so who would have thought that Prometheus was a more formidable foe than Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah. Well, he was trained by
but in the comics, he's not that big of a bad guy as compared to Ra's al Ghul, right?
Well, in the comics, this is a totally different take from Prometheus in the comics.
Yeah.
Like this is in the comics, Prometheus was kind of like a anti-Batman. He was like his parents were criminals. They were killed by like police officers. So he grew up like wanting to get his revenge on everybody. And he made this helmet that he could just download information into his head, so he could know anything. He in one Justice League arc, he took down the whole Justice League, and Batman was left, and Batman took him down. So it's a completely different take on the character.
Yeah.
Because in the comics, Adrian Chase is actually Vigilante.
Oh. Have we found out who that is yet?
No, I still think it's Curtis's ex-husband.
Yeah.
But,
But I thought this season was pretty good. I give Arrow a hard time, but I thought this was like that guy was just crazy. He was a crazy villain.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. He basically was outthinking them. It wasn't just actual plans. He had actual plans.
Yeah.
Going on, which is nice.
Yeah,
they really thought it through, and it was the last season for flashbacks to the island.
Oh, is it?
It ended. Yeah,
so now there's
because it was 5 years.
That's true. So now the flashbacks will be season 1. They'll just take clips of season 1.
Yeah, the flashbacks
and put it in the next season. That would be sort of funny. I wonder how long it would take somebody to catch on and be like, "Wait a second, wasn't that season 1?" Now I watched. I'm a big Supernatural fan. Like that's probably my favorite CW show.
It's good. I just unfortunately got behind. I gotta catch up there.
I don't want to give any spoilers, but man, the finale, it got you in the feels. Let me tell you, it got you right in the heart.
I did see. Yeah, there's like something happened to a couple of major characters, and I don't know who, but yeah.
One of them didn't make it, but it's Supernatural, so people don't make it all the time, and then they come back. Yeah. Well, one of them didn't make it. No, actually, 2 of them didn't make it, and then one of them got trapped in another place with another character.
I still miss Bob. I love Bobby.
Well, you need to watch the season finale. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. I love Bobby. Bobby's so great.
You may see Bobby, or maybe not.
Idiots. I'm saying idiots and balls.
he may pop up somewhere.
Okay.
So you got to watch.
From time to time.
Watch the season finale. It was really good, and this season. They sort of got back to the killing monsters and taking down stuff. Even there was some other stuff going on, but they brought back those fun episodes. And cool. Next season they're bringing back they're going to do a crazy episode with Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. It's going to be an animated Scooby-Doo episode with them. I love it.
Yeah.
Like they have imagery out there with them. Scooby-Doo eyes or whatever. And it looks so fun.
Oh, I'm
a huge Scooby-Doo fan.
Yeah. It's gonna be great. Speaking of Scooby-Doo, this sort of reminds me of Scooby-Doo. Today's not only Star Wars and all the other stuff we mentioned, but it was also the opening of a new water park in Orlando, Universal's new Volcano Bay, which if you have ever watched the Scooby-Doo live action movies, the first one, that's basically Volcano Bay.
Really?
It looks like you could just drop Scooby-Doo and the gang into Volcano Bay and they would solve mysteries. It looks so cool. It looks like a place where Scooby-Doo would just hang out. Like and it's open at night, so if they could ever for their I know they never would, but for their Halloween stuff that they do, if they did a Scooby-Doo themed nighttime thing during Halloween at Volcano Bay, it would be so cool. But
is Sugar Ray there playing? Ray playing
he better be. He better be.
Okay.
But I watched the video of the water park and it looks amazing. They have a big water coaster that you sit in this canoe shaped raft that shoots you uphill and you go back downhill like a roller coaster. They have this huge wave pool. They have all these. They have one of those. water slides that you stand on like a platform, like in a capsule, and then it just the bottom of it just drops out from underneath you, and you just shoot down the middle of the volcano.
I don't think Katrin's going to do that.
No, I'm not going to do that. That's not interested. Is there a lazy river?
There's two lazy rivers. There's one that's like very calm, and then there's another one that's like more adventurous lazy river. Is what I've heard. And they have these bracelets that you get when you go in, that instead of waiting in line for everything, you go up and you tap it on a station, and it tells you when to come back to the slide. So you don't have to climb and wait in line. You basically it gives you time. You come back, you ride the ride, and you don't have to carry any rafts anywhere. Like they just are automatically brought to the top for you. It looks amazing. I love water parks, and I'm a little more excited. I know I won't get to do it probably for a long, long time, but I'm a little more excited for Volcano Bay than the other thing that opened today, which is Pandora, the land of Avatar, which I'm excited about. But Volcano Bay just looks like an amazing water park. So Pandora opened up. They had a big ceremony. They brought the original cast in and had all the original cast. Oh, wow. So Sigourney Weaver was there. All of them.
My sister-in-law was there.
Oh,
my wife's sister, because she works for Disney. She's like a travel agent type person, and they had them out to kind of, I guess, for that event and showing them around. And I saw a picture of them. They're getting ready to go on the flying creature ride. I can't remember the name of it. But
yeah, it looks cool. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we'll be down there, and hopefully, I'll get to go see it. It looks cool. I've heard mixed reviews on the rides. They're okay. Most people say they're pretty good, but it's a lot like some of the other rides I have. But I'm excited to see it, especially at nighttime, because the whole place just sort of like glows.
It's funny you say that, though, because I was reading something tonight that somebody said they actually like it more at the daytime than they do at the nighttime.
Oh, wow.
Like,
oh, really?
They enjoyed, yeah. Like somebody said, is it just because it's kind of cheap effects, like it's just neon stuff or whatever? And they didn't really say. It was kind of a Twitter thing I was just following, trying to read it. And they said, yeah, I like it more at the daytime than the nighttime. Which originally they were supposed to have these interactive plants that they ended up not doing, where you could like touch it and it does something, it lights up or whatever. But
they have one interactive plant, and oh gosh, this is a family-friendly podcast. How to describe it?
Does it look like something?
It looks like something, and it's very large. And to get it to react or do something, you go up to a section of it and you rub it back and forth with your hand, and then it shoots stuff out the end.
No, come on.
Oh, okay.
No, it does.
Wow.
I'm serious. Look it up.
Shut it down. Come on.
Look it up. I mean, I'm trying to keep it family friendly, but that's what it does. And everybody's like responding like, what was Disney thinking? Like, I'm sure it won't be around long, but it's this big, huge plant in the middle of everything. You rub it, and stuff comes out. They call it the spores to
well, that makes sense. Like that, spores will come out. So, yeah.
Yeah. They also have these banshees that you can buy and wear on your shoulder, and you can control them. The flying creatures.
Oh,
yeah.
You can wear them on your shoulder, and they're like a puppet, and you can control them. I think they're
those are expensive.
I think they're like $50 or something.
Oh wow.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, probably get a real banshee for cheaper.
You just got to fly to Pandora. And then on the other coast, they opened the new version of Tower of Terror, the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy.
That
was so cool.
Mission Breakout. I saw a little video of that, and it looks pretty sweet.
They apparently have Easter eggs throughout the ride of stuff that might be coming to the future Marvel Universe. And one of them is a hammer that is there's a character called Beta Ray Bill.
Yep.
Who's like a Thor, kind of like an alien Thor. Basically, he lifted Thor's hammer And Odin was so impressed with him, he made a hammer for him out of uru, I think, was a metal. Yeah, I don't know why I know that. And gave it to him. And there's a hammer that's shaped like that, and it says it's made out of uru, so it might be his hammer. And then there was some things from like under the sea, from like this weird area, Attilan or something. I forget the name of it, but they're connecting that to the Submariner, Namor the Submariner, because they actually got rights for him back.
Oh, cool.
From one of the studios, so they can use him in the movies. And Stan Lee accidentally gave away that in Infinity Wars there's going to be another Avenger character that we haven't seen in the movies yet. Like he was in an interview and started talking. He was like, and there's going to be some new one in it that you'll be really excited to see. Like he's not been in the movies yet or something like that. And the publicist person with him was like, just trying to make him shut up.
Shut it down.
No, stop it. Shut it all down. Like a dart hit him in the neck and he fell over.
Oh, I wonder who it's going to be.
So yeah, it's speculation. Yeah, it could be Namor or various other people.
Hope it's Spider Pig.
Spider Pig, that'd be great.
The animatronic that they've made for Rocket the Raccoon, that he's like in the, if you were in Tower of Terror, there's like a room you go into before you go into the actual where the ride is. He's in that room, and it's like amazing. It looks like Rocket is actually there walking around. He's like above you, and he walks around and stuff. Is
that the room that stretched?
No, that's the Haunted Mansion.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Haunted Mansion. No, there's a room with the TV in it.
Yep, yeah, in that room.
Okay, there's a room with the TV. Okay, yeah.
Yep, but Rocket Raccoon, like the animatronic, is just like they knocked it out of the park. I do love the like the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. I love the one in Florida, and I hope they never change that one. But it was cool to see this version, and a lot of people are saying that the ride itself is really fun, really cool.
It sounds cool.
Yeah. So you can watch. There's some clips of it online on YouTube. You can see. But I think that's a lot of stuff opened up this week. So I'm excited to see Pandora. I would love to go to Volcano Bay, but having a 2-year-old and then a wife that's pregnant when we're down there, probably not going to go to a water park.
I don't see a problem. Don't see a problem.
I mean, if Universal is listening to this, which I'm sure they are, and they want to give me free tickets, then we'll come check it out and then give our review.
You somehow that'll happen though with you, because you get free stuff all the time for things. So some way someone's going to hear this, it's going to pass someone else and someone else, and suddenly you're going to have tickets tomorrow.
I would love, any Mike Aiello or anybody from Universal, if you're listening to this, we would love to come check out Volcano Bay. Just shoot us some tickets over. We'll do a podcast
episode.
Oh yeah, we'll review it, talk all about it. So I'm sure they're going to hear that now because they have ears everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We're just going off on all kinds of stuff. The Castlevania trailer came out for the new Netflix series cartoon. I loved it. I'm just going to say that. I loved it. I can't wait to watch it. It's in July. I saw in the trailer a lot of characters from the video games that I wasn't expecting to see. So it was just a teaser, but that was really cool.
It's very anime style, whether it's made in Japan or not.
Yeah.
Because that dictates if it's anime. It has to be made in Japan. Yeah. But it could just be an anime style. They have other series on there that Netflix does. There's 7 Deadly Sins, which is a good one. And I'm not sure if it's an actual anime or if it's just a Netflix show. But I mean, it's based off of manga though, so it could be. But they have a bunch of cool stuff.
And then there was another trailer that dropped this week that one of us had a hand in, right?
Well, it wasn't a trailer necessarily. It was an animated short.
Animated short.
For Best Fiends. It's an app that you can play on your phone. It's along the lines of like kind of matching things, little characters, and then you fight slugs in it, and all these little creatures are the best fiends. And at work, I got to work on an animated short for that. Did a few shots for it. It was fun. I actually got to do some voice work for it because they'll do scratch dialogue, which is when they didn't have the storyboards. It's just scratch dialogue. It's just random people. It's not the actual actors going to do it. Voicing the dialogue so they can see how it plays out overall and make adjustments. And I got to do the voice of the drill sergeant, which was later voiced by Billy West, which is awesome because it's Fry from Futurama, and I got to do a voice that turned into Fry from Futurama. That was awesome. And then I got to do some background sounds and stuff, grunts and everything, and I think that's kind of mixed in. You can't hear me or anything, but
I could pick you out. I could pick you out. I was like, oh, there he is. Okay. There he is. So do you think Billy West listened to your scratch stuff?
He would have actually, because they would have played the stuff for him, and he would have listened to it and heard it. Because actually, I do know that he did. Yeah, he did actually listen to it, and I saw that. I was like, oh, Billy West is listening to my voice. Oh my goodness!
And he said, "This guy should be on a podcast."
It's like, what am I doing here? You got this guy. You
got this guy. Well, that's cool. So yeah, you can see a lot of Chris's work. The Best Fiends, Life of Pi, X-Men First Class. The list goes on and on.
Other things.
Alvin and the Chipmunks. All kinds of movies that he was a part of. And you can see his name in the credits, which is pretty cool. Well, we're just like talking all kinds of stuff. And we haven't even got to Mr. Wee Herman and Karate Kid yet.
We didn't really reveal last week.
Yeah.
Our Battle Royale with Cheese this week is Wee Herman versus Karate Kid. The epic battle that everyone has been waiting for.
I know. It's the battle that nobody wanted, but they're going to get anyway. Do we have time today to do this? Or are we going to... Yeah.
We can do it quick.
We're about 50 minutes in, so we can... It's going to be a quick battle, probably.
I think it's going to be a long battle. I think it's going to be a long battle.
So we're going to try a different format. We're just going to sort of have a forum, discuss it, and then sort of like figure out who we think would come out on top.
We can take a vote at the end. I mean, there's 3 of us, so there can't be a tie.
Or can there? I don't know.
It could be.
I get 2 votes.
But they need... You get 2 votes, okay. But they need their special weapons. Special weapons.
Yes. All right, so I've got the special weapons pulled up and the randomizer and the fancy computer stuff here. So who shall we assign a weapon to first?
Oh, Pee-wee. Let's go with Pee-wee.
All right, so Pee-wee gets... This is perfect. Pee-wee gets a lightsaber.
Oh!
How lucky is that? I mean, it's perfect, right? He might actually accidentally cut himself, but we'll go on. Okay. So in the Karate Kid, we'll get. Well, this might actually, maybe this will work. He gets an OV glove.
You mean one of those fancy oven mitts?
It's the fancy oven mitt that you can like grab a log that's on fire. Because I've actually done this. We went camping a few weeks ago, whatever it was, and I bought one for that purpose to be able to move logs around and actually make my coffee, and all that stuff. I can grab the thing I cook the coffee in or whatever. But I grabbed logs and moved them around. So maybe you could grab a lightsaber. I doubt it, but
no.
so the Karate Kid he's already he's behind the 8 ball at this point. Anyways, he's got the crane kick, right? But now he's got the OV glove versus a lightsaber. So.
And he's been trained by Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
I mean,
he can wax on and wax off with the best of them.
Yeah, he can wash cars like nobody's business.
Yeah.
It's Danielson. He's got a great Halloween costume and a shower.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pee-wee would love that.
Hide in that. He would go there with him.
Yeah, he could just kind of trick Pee-wee.
He could trick Pee-wee into the shower and take him out.
I mean, Pee-wee Herman is one of those characters that, when we were kids, Pee-wee's Playhouse was out, and it was the show that every kid loved and every parent hated. Yeah. But we would watch it. We would watch it. And Pee-wee's been around for a long time before Pee-wee's Playhouse. Do you know where one of his first TV appearances? Do you know what it was?
No.
No, I don't think we did.
One of his first TV appearances was that he was on the dating game. The dating game
That's
show.
That's right. I forgot about that.
In full character as Pee-wee Herman. And he appeared on there 3 times. And he did the whole thing in the Pee-wee Herman outfit and everything. Which his outfit, the famous Pee-wee Herman suit was actually a loaner. He borrowed it from somebody else. And then he never.
It's a loaner, Dottie.
Yeah. He borrowed it from someone,
Daddy.
and he never gave it back. It was like the owner or the director and co-founder of the Groundlings group. He borrowed it from him and then never gave it back.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And some people got their starts on that show too, like Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
Was on that. He was Cowboy Curtis. And then also Phil Hartman was on there. Yeah. So Pee-wee's got that. Pee-wee's got quite a bit of like backup to him.
Yeah. Well, he's basically the guy that kickstarted Tim Burton's career. Without Pee-wee Herman, there would be no Tim Burton.
Mm-hmm. So Pee-wee can cross dimensions. It seems like
he can fly.
He can fly.
He has a boomerang bow tie that we never saw. That was one thing that I was always frustrated because I love Pee-wee's Big Adventure. He got a boomerang bow tie at the magic shop, and he went on this big adventure. And he used everything else. He had the headlight glasses. He had the trick gum. Trying to think what else he got in the bag, but then a boomerang bow tie, and he never used it. At least I've never seen like the uncut version or something, but I've never heard of it being used.
It just kept coming back to him, so you never really saw it.
You never saw it, yeah. Do you know
anyway,
go ahead. Huh?
No, I was just saying that seems like that would be a big weapon that he could use.
Yeah.
But anyway,
did he use it? Did the guy that played him in the movie, like the movie within the movie, did he use it? I'm trying to remember.
No, I think he just the guy with the beard.
Yeah.
Whoever drove the motorcycle, I think he just used karate and beat the ninjas up and rescued Dottie. Yeah.
Do you know that originally the Pee-wee's Big Adventure had a whole different plot? That wasn't.
I did not know.
Originally, it was supposed to be a remake of Pollyanna, as Pee-wee playing Pollyanna.
Weird.
Wow.
But then they changed the storyline to make him about a stolen bike.
That's a progression that seems to make sense.
Yeah. So basically, Pee-wee's Big Adventure could have been Pollyanna, which is crazy. I don't think it would have been, as iconic. There wouldn't be people going to the Alamo asking to see the basement.
The Alamo.
So Pee-wee, he's got he's got star power behind him. He's got gadgets,
all kinds of gadgets.
He's got the lightsaber, and the lightsaber. He's got that. I mean, I think
one of his
that for more
one of Pee-wee's production assistants was Rob Zombie. You didn't know that?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Rob Zombie was one of his production assistants. So he's got Rob Zombie on his back, getting his back there.
Karate Kid, Daniel-san. I mean, he beat one of the Cobra Kai members. He's got Mr. Miyagi, which is, I mean, that's a big sell with his back. Because if for some reason Danielson's getting taken down, Mr. Miyagi steps in. It seems like, and he took on a whole gang by himself.
Yeah,
but I mean, really, it's more.
You got the magic healing hands, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, will that heal a lightsaber wound? I don't know, but maybe
probably not.
And whatever that stuff was that smelled bad heals good, that maybe that would do something.
So the question is about the Karate Kid, because it's on the internet all over the place. Was he actually the villain of the story?
Yes.
Is Karate Kid actually the bad guy? Because every scene, I mean,
I
don't know. He's doing a little questionable stuff. So he has that mean streak in him where he can, stab somebody in the back if he wants to. Maybe, he may befriend Pee-wee and be like, "Hey, we're buddies." No, actually, I want your girl, and I'm going to steal her from you by any means necessary. I'm going to wear my shower curtain. I'm going to lure you in, befriend you.
That's true. He does like to go around and just take people's girlfriends. That was like the plot of the sequel too.
Yeah.
In Japan, right?
Yeah.
One guy wanted his girl, but he came in and just took her, beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, so Miss Yvonne better watch out for that sly Karate Kid. Now, Pee-wee does have Jambi, too.
Mecca high, ni ho. And they do. He does have the secret word, which could just scare the crap out of the Karate Kid. So all of a sudden he says, kick, and everybody's he's like, what's going on here?
That could throw the game off.
Throw him off
quite a bit.
And there's a pterodactyl, for Pete's sake.
Yeah.
What the heck? And Randy, that dude is super annoying.
Randy. Yeah.
Dude, creepy. I mean, there's just Pee-wee's just got too much going on that.
And he's got Penny.
And again, he has the lightsaber.
Yeah.
And the lightsaber. And he's just got the glove.
Yeah.
I think, Pee-wee, he's got this. I mean, he's got everything he needs. Yeah. As long as he doesn't give in to the mistrust of, the Karate Kid, the false sense of friendship.
And Pee-wee knows how to surf because he was in that surfing movie with Annette Funicello. And what's his face?
Pee-wee does it all. Pee-wee lives in a weird world. I mean, what would you guys do if you woke up one day and you were living in Pee-wee's world?
Probably check myself into a psychiatrist or something. I'm tripping on something. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think to me, even though he's got the crane kick and he wears a shower curtain sometimes, I think Pee-wee, Pee-wee goes on big adventures. Pee-wee's a man of the world. Karate Kid, not so much. He hasn't seen it all like Pee-wee has. And Pee-wee, he's got the supernatural powers too. He can just conjure up Large Marge, and Large Marge will just
Large Marge sent me,
take him out. So Pee-wee's got it all.
Yeah, I think that's big. I think that's Pee-wee's big advantage over this is his group, his friends. They're always there.
Let me tell you
to help him out.
That Large Marge. When I saw that in the theater, that scared the snot out of us. We saw it. We didn't know what was going to happen. I remember. And here's what's funny about this battle here. We had a babysitter. I have no idea who it was, but my brother and I both had these headband things that were like what the Karate Kid wore. And I remember we wore them. We went to McDonald's because we never went to McDonald's. And I remember having a hamburger and had those little onions on it. And it was just like, what in the world? But we went to see Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and we had these Karate Kid type bandana things on, and that's kind of funny. But that large march scene when, and it looked like this, we were just like, just back in our seats screaming and scared to death. And watching it now, it's so funny because it's so bad. But when we had it on videotape after we recorded it off the HBO or whatever, we would play that in the slow motion or hit pause or something like that, with the VCR, and just make it, see each part of it going, yeah. It was so much fun, but yeah.
Such a fun movie.
It is.
That place where they filmed the large the cafe or thing just recently got demolished, I think.
What about
they're still there. The dinosaur park is still there.
Good.
It's under new ownership, and they've redone it. Like, they've kept it up now. There's a lot of videos. Like, Adam the Woo has a lot of videos visiting that place. Justin Scard, another guy from YouTube, visits there, and you can see the dinosaurs, and you can still go up into the mouth, I think, and look. Even though that part was filmed on a soundstage. Like, that wasn't filmed in the same place.
Oh, don't.
I ruined it. Ruined the magic. Oh.
Lies. It's all lies.
One of the best lines from the movie is during there. She's talking, and all of a sudden he says, "Everyone I know has a big butt." Because she has a big butt. And then he's talking about his dream. Do you have any dreams, Pee-wee? Well, I have this dream where there's a snake in a cable net sweater. What was it? A vest? Something. And I've lost him.
Oh my goodness! Are you there? Sorry.
I'm here. Yeah. What happened? For all of you listening at home, I was telling my story, and they were laughing very hard. And
it's a good story.
I'm not sure what happened. Threw me off.
So we're on Skype doing this, and suddenly your video slowed down as you're getting back, and then sped up super quick, and the dialogue and everything was like caught up. It was awesome. You may be able to hear it when it happens.
Yeah, it was like fast forward all of a sudden. It was pretty funny.
A snake, snake in a donut. I said a cable net sweater, but that's on a different part when they're in the basement of not the Alamo, but a different place at Jimmy's. But anyways, nice. I could go on about the movie, but
I know we should just do a whole episode on that movie.
Yeah,
we could. I really could, and talk about Pee-wee. I got a wedding gift, actually. It was a wedding gift, I think, from Ryan and Jennifer of Pee-wee's Playhouse, the whole series. Which you can watch on Netflix now. But I did show my son a couple of episodes, and he's like, "Can we watch it again?" So,
you gotta love Pee-wee. He's the best. Now the new movie on Netflix.
I haven't seen it. But
it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
You just can't beat Pee-wee's Big Adventure. It's just
Big Top Pee-wee was good too.
Yeah,
but not as good as Pee-wee's Big Adventure. But he had that tree and Big Top Pee-wee that grew hot dogs.
Yeah.
And then, there was a goof up in that movie that I thought I was so cool because I knew there was this part where there's the tornado's coming and he's running around the building and one of the boards falls off the side of the house, which was maybe it was supposed to happen, but it just looked funny because it didn't look like it's supposed to happen. And then in the Pee-wee's Big Adventure, the part where he's pulling the chain out, the original, you can see the chain from the bottom, coming from the bottom of the little box, and he's like pulling it, and it's like, oh. And I watched it. I think I tried to watch it on Netflix or something, and they kind of cut it so that you don't see the bottom of the box anymore. So the magic is there, But so he has that chain too, so he could just tie up Karate Kid.
Yeah, he won.
Yeah. I think the verdict is Pee-wee is the winner.
Yeah,
He's moving on in the tournament.
Yep.
We're a little biased, but
Yeah.
So when he faces Storm next, or whoever it is, see who is.
Oh yeah, we need to figure out.
Update the brackets.
Update the brackets.
Now next week is our 10th episode.
Whew. The 10th not anniversary.
No, just episode 10th
episode anniversary.
Yeah, so which is exciting. If we make it to 10, we'll never end. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we've been talking for like an hour, hour 10 minutes. Woo. So we can wrap it up in one of two ways.
Real quick. So next week's battle, though, because we didn't say it last week, so people can look forward to it.
They are. Let me tell you,
they will be. They will be, because next week is between the battle of Shredder and Legolas. Shredder won, and so he is going up against Chun-Li.
Oh, we're already to the next round.
Well, some of those were play in or fight in or whatever it is.
Oh, okay.
So Chun-Li didn't fight anybody. So yeah,
she didn't fight anybody, so she's going to face Shredder.
Oh. Well, Pee-wee will win. So we could do a Twitter question to end, or I could tell you a story about biscuits. It's up to you guys.
If you want to talk about your biscuits.
Yeah, talk about the biscuits.
Yeah, I'm not finding any good Twitter questions this week.
Yeah, I don't see any good questions.
Yeah. The only one that I found, would you date you? Yeah, I would date me. Anyways.
No, I just found I wonder which stuffed animal I'm going to take with me to college. All of them.
All of them. That's the answer. Always, all of them. So the story is way longer, but I'll keep it short because there was I don't know if I should tell the massage part of it, which that's just weird, but I'll tell it now. I was gifted a set of massage, like getting a massage. I have a bad back for Christmas, so I was going to get one, and it was the lady that I got the massage from gets my wife. My wife is pregnant, so she gets like prenatal massages or something. I don't know.
Sure, we'll call it that.
So she said, "You go see my lady." So I went and went to see her today, and it was like the worst kind of massage. She was a talker, and she talked the whole time, and she wanted me to help her pick out a car because she was going car shopping. So while she's giving me a massage when I'm trying to relax, she's asking me all these questions about cars and what kind of SUV would be the best SUV, and should she buy foreign or domestic, and like all these questions. And I'm like, I'm just trying to get a massage, lady. So that was stressful. So I left the massage like more stressful than when I went in, I think. And so I went to the grocery store I wanted to get some flowers for my lovely wife. And a couple.
Your lovely one, not.
The one that sent you to a horrible masseuse.
But anyways, so I was going in there to get some flowers and get some other assortments. And so I went to the checkout line, and there's this lady in front of me, an older lady, but she had like tons of groceries and she was checking out. And we're all sitting there, mind your own business. And then there was, out of nowhere, minding my own business. Look, I got a Mountain Dew, which I shouldn't drink Mountain Dew, but I got one because I wanted one.
Why'd you get that? Stop that.
I know. It was just, I had that crazy massage, and I was a little stressed out about what car this lady was going to buy. And
so tons of caffeine will help.
So I just wanted caffeine. And I was tired because our son last night woke up and didn't go back to bed till like 4 a.m. So I was just tired, and I was like, okay, I know I shouldn't get one, but I'm getting a Mountain Dew. So I'm getting a Mountain Dew out, and then this should have told me that I shouldn't have got a Mountain Dew, but I did anyways. I was getting a Mountain Dew out of the thing, and I turn around, and then there was an explosion on the aisle, like the checkout lane. Like something exploded, and out of the corner of my eye, I see something shoot up in the air like a rocket. And this lane that I was on had this which I didn't even know they still did this, but I guess they do. This cigarette case that was sort of above the lane. It was like slanted, like over top, where you could get your smokes on. And something shoots up in the air and like hits the cigarette cabinet, and just like, hear this giant explosion, and then it flies back down into the bag from which it came. So it came out of nowhere and then went back to the bowels of the grocery store checkout lane, and everybody starts freaking out. Like the guy doing the checkout was just like, it was like right behind him, so he's like freaking out, like, what's going on? And the lady's like, oh no, what's going on? Like she's like this is gonna be all over the news. I'm so scared. And then the lady bagging, she like freaking out, and I'm just like, what is? And I'm sort of like, I'm a very like chill guy, I guess, most of the time, and I was just like, something blew up. That's weird. And and so they started expecting.
My arm fell off.
Yeah, my arm fell off. Yeah. Oh well. And so the dude reaches down in the bag and pulls out a half a can of biscuits. And it was like a big can of biscuits, and a can of biscuits, when he put it down in the bag, exploded and shot up like a rocket. If that cigarette stand thing was not there, I swear this thing would have probably went up and hit the ceiling, because it came out with some force. Now I watched the Mythbusters in the past, and I've seen where they've done this on Mythbusters, but it's like in a hot car. It's like out in the summer. It's like the heat like causes this thing to explode. But this was like in an air conditioned grocery store, and it explodes and goes back down in the bag. So they had to like search for it to figure out what's going on. And the lady was like, she's like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. She's like, can somebody go get me some more biscuits? So they send this lady to the back, and she comes back up, and she's like, honey, that is not the kind of biscuits that I had. So she's like, so now she's freaking out about her biscuits, and then she just stops. And this is so funny. She stops in the middle. They're like trying to find her biscuits, she goes, wait a second, where are my eggs? Where have my eggs gone? Oh, God. And she's like, the guy's like, ma'am, here's your eggs. She's like, oh, good, I've got my eggs. Everything's okay. I got my eggs. Just give me my biscuits. And it's like, this is the most ridiculous thing. So it went from this like, the world is ending, catastrophe. Something just exploded. We're all dying. To, honey, have you seen my eggs? And I need some more biscuits. And it was just like, and so they finally get her taken care of. She's like, somebody has to help me to my car. I'm just, this has just been so crazy. And so I just look at the dude and
eggs
go,
alone.
Yeah, the eggs alone.
Eggs alone.
I look at the dude and go, I don't have anything that can explode. I don't think so. I think we're good. They're like picking biscuits up off the floor, and the guy goes, I've got a friend that just eats these raw. He just dips them in milk and eats them like this. And I'm just like, that is disgusting.
Oh.
But so that's my biscuit story. It was funny.
We had a can of biscuits. We left in a refrigerator in college, my first year in college in the dorms, and we didn't know they turned the power off during the, Christmas break. And we came back, and it had exploded in the fridge, and it smelled so bad. And it knocked over some orange juice that was in there, or we had the canned orange juice, so it melted. It was the worst smell in the world. Like it was on the carpet that we had, and so we had to throw that away. And it was bad. That fridge was so stinky forever. I remember putting the baking soda in there and trying to get the smell to go, and it didn't go. But biscuits explode.
I don't have any biscuit exploding stories, but I do like biscuits.
Oh, that's good enough.
Yeah, but so just remember that if you ever need a weapon and you're in a pinch, grab a can of biscuits. Just make sure they explode away from you.
Yeah. Zombie apocalypse. Get the biscuits.
Get the biscuits. Well, I think that about does it for this episode of iamGEEK. We've had a lot of fun today. I've had fun. We learned a lot. We talked Star Wars. We talked about all the openings. We even talked about biscuits. So, what more can you want? I think the biggest, eggs. You gotta have it. Where's my eggs? But the one thing from this episode that we can all take away is Pee Wee Herman can conquer anything that's put in his path.
Mm-hmm.
He's the man.
Yeah.
So as you finish up listening, go to the store, get you some biscuits, get you some eggs. Splurge a little bit, get you a Mountain Dew.
Skip the mountain.
Skip the Mountain Dew. Skip the Mountain Dew.
All right.
Is Mountain Lightning as bad as Mountain Dew? I don't know.
You got to look at the thing. If it has the brominated vegetable oil in it, it's bad. Mellow Yellow does not have the brominated vegetable oil in it.
But it's not as good as Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it's not as good. So,
all right.
All right. Well,
all right.
Mountain Dew, sponsor us. I don't know.
Or not. Whatever.
Or not. Whatever. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Tell your friends. We still want some people on Twitter to just give us some shout outs. We want to hear from you. We want to talk. Tell us what you think of the show. iamGEEK show at iamGEEK show. You can find that on any of your social networks, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. We're there.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you. So until next time, I am Geek and we are geek. Good night.